Ladies and gentlemen, Matthews here from FOREX Traders. In this video, I'm going to show you our trades of the previous week that just passed right here. So what you're able to see on the screen right now is a true representation of what happened last week in our signals community right here. So stick around and watch the rest of the video and I show you exactly everything. Alright, so this is what you rarely see in the market. This is what you rarely see here on YouTube or on any social media platforms, right? Because right here we show you the real truth of what happens in the market. So you hear me talk about becoming a good loser in the market. This is what I mean, right? So if you look at our trades for last week right here, we had a lot of raids right here. We had a lot of losing trades and a few winning trades, a few break-even trades, and overall the outcome was about 27 in profit, despite us having a lot of losses like this. So how can you become a good loser such that you let go of the short-term outcome and then focus on the long-term, which really matters? So this is how it is, guys. You're going to have good winning trades and then we're going to have bad losing trades. Actually, you can have bad losing streaks like what you have right there. What you can see here is the strings of about 7 losses in a row, which is really hard to deal with psychologically. But guess what? There is no way to ignore this. There is no way to avoid this. This is going to happen. Soon or later, this is going to happen. What you can do is learn how to manage this when it happens. The worst thing you can do here is over risk, because guess what? You are going to blow your account. And then with being big winning trades like this are going to come. So what you have to do is make sure that you are available when these are happening so that you don't get to miss out on these beautiful trades, right? I always emphasize, guys, that you are supposed to become a really good loser if you want to make it in this industry long term. You can't afford to mess up when you're having strings of losses in a row like this. Of course, some of the trades here we actually break even. It's just that I wasn't able to update in the group to actually move the stop loss to break even because they hadn't reached the level that I was expecting the market to actually reach. Things like AUD USD went in profit almost like 2-3 hour. USD Swiss went almost like 3 hour in profit. In some and other trades right here like USD JPY and all. But I just want to show you guys this is what happens. And the question is, can you handle such a losing streak and still become profitable? Can you handle all these losses and yet still become consistently profitable? If you can do that, only if you can do that, hence over 95% of traders lose money in the market, because once they have 2-3 losses in a row, on the third trade they'll try to over risk, and when they over risk thinking that I've had so many losses in a row, therefore the next trade is going to be profitable. But guess what? That too becomes a negative trade. And what do? You lose even more. So it's all about being consistent in terms of risk management, such that you are not increasing your size when you're losing trade with hope that you're going to make money on the next trade. Keep a consistent risk management so that you avoid having big losses right here, big losses on the other one, and small loss on the other. Your risk is supposed to be uniform on all trades. What's supposed to change is your wins right here. So we can see that we had about 15 trades right here, and then out of the 15 trades we won about 3 good ones and then 2 break-even trades right here. So you can see that we had 2 break-even trades, meaning 5, and then the rest of the 10 trades were losses. And like I always say, there's always going to be a random distribution between wins and losses in any given set of variables that define an age. So there's no way for you to know that let's say you have a 60% win rate, right? You will never know when those 60 trades are going to win or when those 40 losses are going to occur. There's no way for us to know in advance. That's the reason why I preach a long-term mindset, why you're focusing on executing your trades flawlessly, right? That's the only way to achieve consistency in the market. Otherwise, if you just look at this, right, you'll be like, nah, this is too much. I agree, but the market conditions, especially for the last month and also last week, were not very stable, right? So you need to be able to identify and know how to adjust your in terms of risk management and all that. But this is unavoidable. Let me just show you that this is actually normal in any trading strategy. Let me just show you right here what we call let me just show you this right here. So this is the probability of you having consecutive losses within 100 trades. For example, for argument's sake, let's say our strategy has a 50% win rate, right? So it means that there's a 15% chance of us having 7 losses in a row. There's a 31% chance of us having 6 losses in a row. There is a 58% chance of us having 5 losses in a row, and there's a 84% chance of us having 4 consecutive losses in a row. You can see that this is absolutely normal and it's going to happen. So the lower your win rate, the higher chances of you having those strings of losses in a row. And hence I always tell you guys, if you have to have a chance at winning at this game, you really have to become an absolutely good loser in the market, because at the end of the day you are going to be profitable as long as you have a proven strategy that works. You are going to be net positive, right? And I always try to preach about the importance of taking the next trade. Take the next trade regardless of the previous outcome, regardless of what happened on the previous trade. You have to take the next trade. For example, look at this. I think this one was in profit almost like 3R, and this one almost like 3R as well. Now look at this. Let's say you avoided taking this trade right here because you had the last 4 trades were losses. What happens then? What happens? Meaning you get to miss out on this good winning trade right here. The last 3, 4, 5 were losses, but guess what? Just having this one winning trade right here, it's able to cover about 6 of all these losses right here. That's the power of risk to reward ratio. That's the power of risk management. But guess what? 95% of traders can't handle this. Hence, 95% of traders are consistently losing money. Hence, 95% of traders are consistently losing money in the market, because when they have such a losing streak, do you know what they do? They change the strategy, thinking that that strategy no longer works, right? That's what we are taught, because we expect our strategy to be 100%. We are constantly chasing for a holy grail which does not exist. If you have a strategy like this with the big risk reward ratio, it only takes one trade. Look at this. The AUD USD trade, I mean the gold trade that we took right here, it's able to cover all these losses right here and still be profitable. The GBP USD trade covers all these losses right here, and this one is able to cover almost like 6 of them. So why would you be scared of taking the next trade when you know that it has a potential of covering up all those losses? So it honestly, when you take a series of losses like this in a row, what's going to cause you to take the next trade is if you have the confidence in your strategy. Do you have the confidence in your strategy? And that confidence only comes through having seen your strategy perform over a series of trades. That's how you develop the confidence. Otherwise, if you're taking signals, if you are new to a strategy, the moment you see these losses, you'll be out. Trust me. Because you have no confidence in that strategy. You get out because you don't want to do that. You don't want to be part of that because I mean, this is too many losses. But it's because you are focusing on the short term. You're not looking at it in terms of long term. This is what's going to happen. You're going to have losses like this, and then you're going to have good winning trades like this. This was the trade on Euro, I mean AUD X gold right here. We took this trade right here, and it by this time it was just almost at 19 hour, and this one hit profit, take profit about 10 hour right here. The other trade that we took was this one right here, GBP USD right here, which went all the way to take profit, and this was almost like a 1 to 9 risk reward ratio. Absolutely amazing trade. But you're going to have losses as well. The last trade we took on Friday was NZD Sweets right here. This was the last trade that we took on Friday. This right, you can see that the market closed almost like at 6 hour right here in profit. And this was the last trade which was shared with a private community. Let me just show you right now. This right here, we took this trade and it closed in profit almost like 6 hour on Friday. And this is the one that you're able to see here. This one right here. There is no way for you to know in advance what's going to happen next, and there's always going to be a random distribution between wins and losses in any given set of variables that define an edge. You can have a strategy that is profitable, but you don't know in what series the wins and losses are going to come. You have no idea. And guess what? There's no way for you to know. So stop wasting your time by trying to predict what's going to happen next. And this is what keeps the 95% of traders losing money in the market. You see, you need to change the way you think about the market. You need to change your perspective. Otherwise, you're going to remain in the 95% of traders. And just like Trader Tom puts it, the best loser wins. The best loser wins. What does it really mean? It means that if you can survive the losses, if you can know how to handle the losses, you are going to win. Because psychologically, we are not wired to lose. We don't know how to lose. There's nothing in the society that teaches us how to lose. We all know how to win, but when it comes to losing, we are not so good at it. Because whenever we lose, that our brain perceives that as death, right? As a threat to our life. Therefore, we react by what we call the amygdala hijack. The brain is meant to protect you. Therefore, it produces things like adrenaline, which will cause you to fight or flight. Unfortunately, as traders, we're most likely going to fight, right? And when you fight, what happens? You revenge trade. You end up piling up on the sides, and then guess what happens? Boom! You blow your heart out, and then you fund again, and then you blow, right? And that's a vicious cycle that only ends when you come to the realization that you are never going to know what's going to happen next. And if you look at these big traders out there, if you look at Trader Tom, right? If you look at Mark Douglas, and they're always going to tell you, you don't need a higher win rate to make money in the market. You only need a 33% win rate and a 1-to-3 risk reward ratio to actually make money in the market. But most of us are looking for a holy grail with a 100% win rate and a massive risk reward ratio. Guess what? You will never have such a strategy. If you have a high win rate strategy, you're going to have a low risk reward ratio trade, right? If you have a higher win rate, you're going to have a low win rate. If you have a higher win rate, you're going to have a low risk reward ratio. If you have a higher risk reward ratio, you're going to have a lower win rate. And that's part of the game. So you just have to choose what you're comfortable. Otherwise, ultimately, even though we had a lot of losses right here, we are still profitable, about 27 are in profit. So depending on what you risk on a trade by trade basis, you're going to be either 27% in profit or this divided by 2. So it all depends on you. So I always try to come with such videos because I know that such things are not talked about here on YouTube. Like, no one talks to you about losses. There are very few channels that talk about losses, and hence I bring this to your attention so that even when you're coming to the market, you understand that you are going to lose. And if there's one thing that you can do as a trader, it's become an exceptionally good loser. Because when you become good at losing, you will be profitable long term. In this market, the best loser wins. I hope you found value in this video. If you have, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and comment in the comment section. And by the way, our 50% off on all our services such as mentorship and signals is on right now. So check the first link in the description and actually get yourself lifetime mentorship, lifetime signals when you get the mastery course. And if you only want signals, contact me and on via Telegram, and I'll be able to add you to our premium signals group where we take all our trades right here. Until next time, goodbye.